Random.
Always got to go random. Always. Unless the good maps actually show up, you got to go random.
Excite bike. Unless it's excite bike.
Yeah, unless it's excite bike, always do random. That's the rule of the game. We don't make up the rules. That's just how it goes. Okay.
Pretty much. So those rules get thrown out the window when you get stuff like this.
What is with people? I really have to ask sometimes, what is with the people and they're like really creepy smiles on their Miis? I'm just like, do you guys like just love freaking, especially with like, is that like a pig nose and his eyes? I'm just like, dude, freaking me out here.
Oh, the balding guy? That one? So it's funny is when you're saying, I'm like, no one has pig nose. But there's a guy like right behind your character.
Yeah, it's right behind my character, and you can only see it when I particularly move. But of course, I can't actually control the Mii or anything like that. So, just like, come on. All right, let's get you your first warm-up match, and then I've got some discussions for you because I want your opinion on some stuff.
Capitan.
And we might be stuck playing Mario Kart 8 for a few months after the release of World because I still have no idea if I'm even gonna be able to get a Switch 2. Like, I'm not even talking the international version. Like, I'm just like, you know what? If I find the Japanese version, I'll grab it. But I'm just like, they are just very stingy right now with how you can pre-order it here, and it absolutely sucks. Because it's basically a lotto system, is what it is. It's just a lotto system.
I mean, that still sounds more rational than our scalping system over here.
It's one of those things where it's just like it's a lose-lose situation in my opinion. Like, either you have to deal with the lotto system, and if you don't get it, you don't get it, or you have to deal with the scalping system, which is definitely infinitely worse in my opinion, but it still sucks. So, because this is like it is literally a lose-lose situation, and it's just like the days of being able to walk in, just naturally either pick up a console or heck, pre-order it without having to worry about something. Like those days are long and gone, and it really sucks, and I hate it.
Well, I mean, so the whole scalping thing may not have been as prevalent back in like the Wii and Xbox 360 days, but you'd have to camp out to get a console was still there back then. I distinctly remember people trying to get a Wii so flipping badly.
Yeah, I guess it's funny. The Wii was definitely one of those, like, it was kind of like the start of those things. Because at least from what I remember, that never happened with the N64. It never happened with the PS2, to my knowledge.
Well, it also could be that we were too young to remember. I mean,
I've tried looking certain things up, and I'm just like, I don't remember seeing. I mean, then again, it wasn't documented as much back then as well, so who knows? But anyway, the point I was trying to get though is that when it came to the Wii, because of just even how popular it was and everything, I ended up getting one at Game Crazy, not GameStop, Game Crazy. Yeah, aging myself there. Where I walked in and I went up to them and I was just like, hey, I'd like to put, because like for some reason for them, I had to go, like if you wanted to pre-order the console, right, you had to go in person, right? Couldn't call them or anything, and obviously back then internet was very, very like, you know, whatever essentially. So what I remember doing, because I will never forget this day for the rest of my life. I got in there around like 11:30 in the morning, just didn't even expect to get one or anything like that. I was like, I'm gonna walk in, I'm gonna grab, you know, put down the pre-order, you know, put down whatever it was, like $10-15 or something like that. I'll let them call me or whatever. So I go up and I start filling out the name, and the guy that was working there, I actually kind of knew him. Like, just I've talked to him before. Like, I didn't know him personally or anything, but every time I went in there, whether it was when I went with my parents to go rent a movie next to the Hollywood Video and everything, I'd always go in there, look at the games, and we talk and everything. And he looks at me and he goes, actually, let me go into the back real quick. He goes into the back and he says, okay, so here's the deal right now. And this is like maybe a week or two after the Wii had released, I want to say. So it was in November or December-ish time, right? And he comes up to me and he says, okay, so here's the deal. We have one Wii in the back. It is marked for somebody who pre-ordered it, and they are supposed to come in today. Like, they told us they were going to come in today. However, by telling us that, they have, you know, they only have until this time, and if they don't show up, it's free game. Like anyone can get it essentially, right? So, and I just ran into that board. I just realized. And so he's like, if you hang around, and if by, I think it was 5 p.m., then it's yours. I'll sell it to you right now if you have the money. And I was like, okay. So I went, I left the game crazy, and I went over to my little local bank where I kept, you know, my money that I had, because, you know, obviously online banking wasn't really a thing. And, you know, I'm a teenager at that point, right? So I had, you know, not that much money, obviously, but I went there, I went over, and I was like mentally calculating, okay, how much do I have in my account? How much is this going to cost and everything? And I was doing all of that. And I finally, and I calculated, I was like, oh, I've got enough. Like I got more than enough. So I went over to the bank and I withdrew the money. And so I had it all in cash within my pocket. And I was like, okay, I'm going to now hang around a Game Crazy for 4 hours.
You hung out for 4 hours?
I hung out there with Nat, of all people, for 4 hours. Yeah. We are talking, we must have played one of those like Wii demos or something like that on the TV there. Who knows how many times. And 5 o'clock finally rolled around, and the guy says, all right, 5 o'clock. And we even gave him like an extra 10-15 minutes, right? Just to be like, you know, maybe he shows up, that kind of thing. Doesn't show up. He's like, all right, it's yours. And I said, okay, I want the Wii, I want Twilight Princess, and I even got the hardcover guidebook for it because it just looked freaking cool. It came with like this cloth map and everything. And I'm like, I'll take this. He says, all right, rings it up. And I go home, and because it was a Friday, and I don't even remember why we had the Friday off. And
had you Friday off been hooky?
No, honestly, it might have been Thanksgiving, maybe.
Oh yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Maybe that would have been it. I'm not really sure. But anyway, so we did that, and I ended up. So we played because we went back, we set it up and everything. We tried out Wii Sports game first, right? Oh, and that's what I also got was another Wiimote. And then I think from like 7 or 8 p.m. until like 1 in the morning, I played Twilight Princess. And I was just like, yeah, let's go. Keita, hey, do you think the Switch 2 Mario Kart bundle will be Black Friday, or will Mario Kart 8 bundle be eternal? Okay, so first off, a couple of things that we've known since the reveal and everything is when it comes to the Switch 2 bundle for Mario Kart, that is ending in fall 2025. So right before the holidays. Now, you start to see the marketing that they're trying to do, right? They are going to stop that bundle so that when it comes to like November and the holidays and everything, if you want the Switch 2 and you get it, you also have to cough up $80 for Mario Kart World. There's going to be no bundle unless maybe do a holiday one, which I doubt they're going to. That's just more money for them, essentially. And yeah, so just keep that in mind right there. If you are somebody trying to bank on that bundle, you are not going to have the bundle available after like the fall. So it will it'll be interesting. I have a feeling a lot of people are still going to be playing Mario Kart 8. Don't think that Mario Kart 8 is obviously going to die or something like that. There's a reason it has sold 70 million plus copies.
I think there's going to be a Mario Kart World bundle alongside a Switch Mario Kart 8 bundle. Just because they've been doing the Mario Kart 8 bundle
every year. Yeah, now. I don't know about you, but I got a communication error. So
I'm still in the race, but this race is dying. Like there's like no one left in it. So
lovely. Are we about to find out Mario? Oh, this is another thing right here, people. Nintendo Online. You think all that extra money you're paying for Nintendo Online is going to improve things? Oh, this is the experience you can still expect to see right here. Just letting you know right now, this is the experience that you're still going to get. You're paying for this. Just keep in mind. I don't care if it is cheaper.
How jank the video was.
That whole like video chat thing or whatever, monetizing a C button on a controller. Yeah.
they're not even trying to hide how.
They are not hiding it at all. And honestly, I'm just laughing at it because anyone who tries to defend it, I'm just like, God damn. Oh, and by the way, just so you know, if you end up buying, and this is to anybody, this isn't me talking to Lemon right here. If this is anybody that's out there, if you buy that Nintendo Switch 2 camera, You have officially set yourself up to be mocked and made fun of for years to come. I don't make the rules. That's just how it works. So accept it if you want and buy it. But guess what? You will be ridiculed beyond belief. So just keep that in mind. Okay.
I'm buying it, and I'm going to say Tallen told me it was a good deal.
14.4p. Yeah, 144p in 2025. Yeah, I know. Well, and then if you buy that PD Piranha camera or whatever, apparently it's like lower quality than that.
No, wasn't the Switch one 1080p and the P Piranha was 480p?
I think so. I actually I don't know what the Switch 2 camera actually is. They haven't released that information to my knowledge. I would assume 1080, but who knows? Probably 720 if I had to take a wild guess.
I mean, I feel like most webcams top out at 1080p. If you go beyond that, then generally they're like straight people using like cameras and stuff. I mean, I know Logitech has like 4K webcam and stuff, but
oh nope. Apparently the plant is 3060 or 360. I don't know why I said.
Oh my god, we're going. Those are some YouTube resolutions right there.
I was gonna say that's like YouTube resolution back in the day where you get to watch an anime episode broken down into like 7 parts.
Oh yeah, and then it's like in the next video is either an anime episode or it's an AMV.
Yep, pretty much.
So it's like, well, shit. All right, which one is it?
And the only way to find the next part of the episode was actually click on the channel and then scroll down, and you found out that like all the parts are broken up and uploaded in different times, and you're just like. Okay, I'm spectating a match right now, so.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I joined you, okay. So I'll be spectating.
We're both spectating. Yeah, they're at the Animal Crossing map right now.
It's loading for me, yeah, but I will guess. Yeah, it's Animal Crossing.
All right, we can head over to the other chat room.
Yep, sounds good.
Keita, are you going to be getting a Switch 2 on release? Or are you going to wait a little while for it? Actually, I am curious. Once Lemon gets in here, I want to start asking.
What's up?
All right. So this is the first question. I figured right now we got a perfect opportunity to do it right now.
Yeah. What's up?
So, one of the biggest games right now releasing this upcoming week. So it's Friday currently right now for most people, and it is Saturday here. But this upcoming Friday into the next week is going to release probably one of the games of the year that I'm most excited about, and that's of course Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Naming aside, because it is one of the weirdest names. I don't care how good the game is or anything, is one of the weirdest names ever, regardless if it is have to do with any kind of the language stuff when it comes to, because they are a studio over in France, I believe, if I'm correct. And maybe the whole Clair Obscur has to do with how you speak how you speak it or say it or something. Regardless, anyway. So it is a turn-based RPG, and people have been, at least maybe loud minorities or maybe even just people online essentially, have been screaming for franchises like Final Fantasy to go back to the turn-based system. And all I'm going to say right now before we get into any more of the details right now, if this game turns out to be super good, like it is polished, it is great voice acting, cinematography, everything gameplay wise, it is all there, and it is not a hit success in terms of sales and no one's buying it, I'm blaming every single one of those loud people and being like, yeah, you claim that you want turn-based, yet you didn't turn out for one of the best turn-based RPGs of the year. So I call BS on that. But one thing I also noticed real quick is that if you've been listening to any of the rumors currently going on right now, there is that Obsidian either remaster or remake, however they're essentially framing it right now. It's basically, I know it's technically called a remaster, but when you look at it side by side with the original release, all the way back in the early 2000s, a lot of that stuff is definitely remade and everything. But they are releasing that on the 21st, at least based on what that support page or whatever, which basically just flat out revealed it without Xbox being able to reveal it and everything. They're going to release it on the 21st. And it's going to be on Game Pass. And Expedition 33 is also on Game Pass. And I know technically they're kind of different areas in terms of games and what type of players will play that and everything, but I just feel like they just set that game up on the Xbox platform at least to just not do well, especially after that new like research article came out showing that people who have Xbox Game Pass play less games, even though they have more games to play, because they're not actually having to buy them and everything. They just pay for the service. So Lemon, I want to ask your opinion right now as we're about to race and probably lose, just because this is online Mario Kart right now. Do you think that is a bold move to do that for Xbox, to just kind of throw Expedition 33 technically under the bus? Do you think it will even do well as just a turn-based RPG, or do you think people really want that style of game, or do you think they're just kind of being loud and minority and they actually don't want that type of game, or they're just not going to buy it? What are your thoughts?
So on the topic of people saying something and then doing something else, this is a known fact.
Oh yeah, no, it is. Yeah.
Scarlet and Violet should have been the worst selling Pokemon game, of all time. It was horrendous. The game ran terribly. No one liked it. It was terrible, awful. Oh wait, it was the best selling Pokemon game ever made. So do as they say, not as they do, I guess. I don't know. I mean, all I'm saying is people, talk is cheap. So at the same time, people are like, oh yeah, we desperately need turn-based games. Well, I mean, I feel like we've had plenty. Like Atlas predominantly does turn-based games. Yeah, they do well, but I don't think they're putting up insane numbers either.
Yeah. So you're talking about like Metaphor,
Yeah.
P3 and stuff like that, right?
Which, doing amazingly for the budget of those games. Atlas is selling like game busters for the budget there. They're guaranteed making money because they do not have that inflated.
I'm pretty sure Metaphor was their best selling game or something like that.
Oh,
like
I'm
within
sure.
the month or something that they released it.
They can, at this point, they can release anything. It's going to sell well just because so many people are, like myself, are hyped about Persona.
Right.
So, excuse me. I just think that it's good. I mean, Atlas is great. I love anything Atlas puts out. I just don't think there really is a market for turn-based games. I mean,
it's interesting when it comes to turn-based, especially because you've heard the people crying ever since, I want to say, Final Fantasy 14, I want to say. Now, granted, Square easily has a ton of its own problems and everything when it comes to how it's gone from an MMO to more of an action game to straight up action game with 16, even though 16 was amazing and I loved it, to the FF7 remake trilogy doing more of a mix and everything, which I think personally they either need to just make that the default going forward with mainline games. But a lot of people have been like, why isn't Final Fantasy going back to what it's been known for, which is a turn-based style until I believe 13, like up to 13, it was nothing but turn-based, right? And
so,
go ahead.
Yeah, go on. No, I would say, well, so I mean, just to, because I want to bring it up, I don't like the fact that people call Final Fantasy turn-based. I think it is turn-based to a point, but it has the active time battle system, and they've had it since the Super Nintendo. To me, a purely turn-based game would be something on the order of like Pokemon, original mainline, Pokemon,
old school, or
Dragon
like
Quest.
Dragon Quest, essentially, right? Like
So
that.
you have Square Enix now that has, they bought Enix in like I think it was 2000 or early 2000s.
Yes.
So at the time it was Final Fantasy versus Dragon Quest. Now it's just they're the same company. So I think Square Enix was kind of smart in pushing Final Fantasy towards like more action direction, which they've always kind of, again, they've had the active time battle, which you could kind of turn off, but it's been clear Square in the Final Fantasy franchise, they've wanted to have an action game. Whereas Dragon Quest is a purely turn-based game. You wait your turn, you line up in a line, you smack each other with swords. That's what you do in Dragon Quest, and everyone loves it. I love Dragon Quest. I am chomping at the bit for the next game. I am super ready. Not just the one, no,
HD remaster
1 and 2. Because we had 3, we want 1 and 2. Yeah, 1 and 2 is the ones coming out. Yeah. That one, and then also Dragon Quest 13, 12, 13, whatever the next mainline is.
Yeah, it's kind of been in development limbo for a while.
Yeah,
so.
that is. I am very concerned about it, but I digress. So I don't know. I like where Final Fantasy is going. I think they have a pretty good thing going with 16 and the Final Fantasy 7 remasters and stuff. I think it's solid. I think it's unique enough. It's not quite an action game, but it's not quite an RPG really compared to
Well, it's definitely
has a
so.
little
I would say 16 did not have any of the RPG stuff. Like that was definitely something I criticized it for, was the lack of any RPG stuff. I mean, using fire moves against any of those fire enemies, I was just like, this feels weird to do, but okay, I'm just gonna just do it. But absolutely love the combat system for
I
Rebirth.
love 16. Oh, I didn't see.
Yeah, well, no, so 16 is fun for the action combat that it is. But if you're looking for something more of a mix, actually having those RPG elements, using the systems when it comes to the materia and everything, like Rebirth is the system. It can be purely action where you can do shortcuts and you literally never have to slow down time, or you do slow down time. Every single time you went into the action one, I would constantly look at things and be like, okay, where are my characters that I'm using? I've got the 3-party system going and everything like that. Like that is absolutely cool and everything. But anyway, getting back to the point that I wanted to make though, was that you have these people who are like, we want the turn-based system to come back. And even though a mainline Final Fantasy hasn't done it, they have tons of side games from Square Enix, or even, again, looking at something like Dragon Quest HD Remake 2.5, I believe is what it's called, even though it's technically Game 3. So they have those. They have a bunch of the other smaller-sized turn-based RPG games, and yet people aren't buying or supporting those. And it's just like, so that directly right there tells Square that the audience is continuing to shrink for those type of games. So, I mean, it's basic business 101. If you are trying to sell something and more people are not buying it, what does that tell you right there? It tells you that they don't want what you're selling. And so
It's also the whole echo chamber thing too, though.
That too. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, again, internet and all that stuff. Like that's, yeah. How did you dodge that green shell like 4 times?
I knew you were behind me, so I was just dodging and weaving.
So I don't know. I really hope Expedition 33 does extremely well. It's a day one buy for me. I'm literally walking from work over to the game store that is near me, where I work over here in Tokyo. Physical copy in hand, coming home, putting it on my PlayStation 5, and just going to town. I really am excited for it. But
no, I pre-ordered myself.
Yeah. So all I'm gonna say right now is to the people that truly want a turn-based RPG in the modern era, like with all the graphics, the bells and whistles and everything, this is your chance to buy it. This is your chance. If you do not show up to buy it, and I'm not saying you have to buy it day one. If you have to wait a little bit, I understand, especially in this current economy right now. But if we find out a year later or two and the sales are not there, and whether the studio unfortunately shuts down or anything like that, and you did not buy it, even though you claimed you want it, go touch grass. All I'm going to say. Just go touch grass. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. And as for your second question about Microsoft shadow dropping old Oblivion remaster remake, roughly the same time.
Before you do that, real quick, hang on.
What?
All right, no, go ahead.
I was like, what'd I say?
So regards to Xbox and dropping the Oblivion remake. Yeah. Or remaster, whatever you want to call it.
So, no, I thought I said something bad or something. I was like, is he going to hype it up or something?
No.
Until they do it, I am holding my breath. Not that the game exists, but just that they're going to release it the same week. I mean, I feel like it's been an open kind of target for like a month now. Hey, Oblivion's going to release this week. Oh, no, it's next week. Oh, wait, no, it's next week. I mean, if they're going to shadow drop it, I don't think there's really a week they have to do it in. I mean,
they can technically do whatever they want. So.
Yeah, the problem is, I mean, granted, timing of all of it, because they do have Indiana Jones come out on the PS5 here soon, as is Forza Horizon 5. Yeah,
I thought Forza's out already.
I don't think it is. Is it this week?
It'll be this week.
Yeah, I wasn't buying it. I already played it on PC back when it came out. So I mean, they could really drop it whenever, and I just think it's a bit odd that they would try to put it up against Clair Obscur. However, I will say, despite them both being RPGs, Oblivion was kind of we were just talking about, people coming out for turn-based games. They're saying they really want them so bad, you better buy Clair Obscur. Oblivion was kind of the jumping off point for Bethesda really not making RPGs. At this point, Bethesda makes action games with numbers. Oblivion had some RPG elements, but I mean, I would say it's about as RPG-like as probably Final Fantasy 16. Like,
right.
It's really not that RPG-like. I love Oblivion. I'm gonna buy it day one when they shadow drop it. Unless they pull a Nintendo and they oh god, really oh my god, come on, bunch of SOBs. Unless they pull a Nintendo and they shadow drop digital on a day and like you have to wait a month for physical, then I might take a pause and wait for physical, because I was telling you before this stream, I'm kind of in the middle of a game right now, so I'll pick up Clair Obscur when it comes out, but I might not play it until I finish Promise Mascot Agency, which is a very bizarre game. If you want a really bizarre game, anyone on the stream, check this game out. Super weird, but for all you Yakuza fans, the voice actor for Kiryu is the main character in this. So
there you go.
Check it out. But yeah, no. So I don't know. I think I don't really think they're gonna shadow drop Oblivion next week. I don't. It doesn't make sense for them to do so.
Until you actually see it there in person. Yeah, it's kind of like they're really hard to say.
I think it's gonna be more of a whenever they do their next E3 replacement thing. I think that's when they probably shadow drop it.
I could see that.
Doesn't make sense not to do that unless they have something bigger somehow to shadow drop, which I doubt. I mean, Skyrim still sells like gangbusters. Though I will say Sony is trying their damnedest to beat out Bethesda for re-releasing the same game over and over again. Last of Us Complete.
The only reason I can even see the only reason I even see them doing that for that particular one, which funny enough doesn't Complete basically signal that Reed doesn't happen, which I know obviously the main guy has already come out in interviews and said, yeah, we're not making 3. But that was just basically like
if you played the end of, I mean, you played all of 2, I mean, you could it could go either way. You could end it there and have it, call it a day, or you could make another game. I think it could go either way. I would like them to make a different franchise. Naughty Dog to do something new. Because I feel like they've done a new franchise each generation, and they didn't on the PS4, and I would really like them to do something new on the PS5.
Well, we'll have to wait and see when that base game comes out. But I will say, I think the reason they dropped the Last of Us 1-2 Complete thing or whatever is literally only because of the TV show releasing season 2. So and so I will say this: I doubt it took them much to make that. They literally threw the remake of Part 1, the remaster of Part 2, just threw it into a single disc and called it a day. Like that's literally all it was. There's nothing new about it. It wasn't taking up valuable dev time or anything. They probably gave it to the one intern in the back on a single Mac computer and said, "Get to work."
Yep. Oh, that Yoshi.
Oh, have you watched the Devil May Cry Netflix show?
No, I have heard people don't like it. That's about as far as I've gotten.
If you're not deep into the lore or anything like that, I think you'll like it. I give it a solid 7.5 out of 10. I think Dante's really cool. They did him extremely well. Love his voice acting and everything. I like the villain is really good. The White Rabbit, I believe is his actual name. Like he's technically from the games, but he was fleshed out more, I guess, in a manga comic book or something like that. He was an amazing character. absolutely loved his backstory, voice acting, the whole thing. Awesome character. Lady was a mixed bag for me personally. I know what she's like in the original, I believe Devil May Cry 2 is technically the first game in terms of a story.
Chronological, I think that's correct.
Yes. So I like she had some cool moments. It was kind of weird in my opinion to make her basically a CIA cop, essentially is what they made her. And like she had these really cool moments, especially because how she's tied to the main villain and everything, which is really cool. But at the same time, I feel like they focus too much on her for some reason with not enough payoff at the end. Especially because of what she does at the very end of the eight episode series. So I would have liked more Dante. Now they have been confirmed for a season 2. Maybe they learn from this. So hoping, but yeah, again, I give it a solid 7.5 out of 10. The CG was a little weird when it came to some of the demons that they showed off. So, but overall, I definitely enjoyed. Like Dante was definitely a standout. Again, the villain was amazing. Loved some of the action scenes. Like really cool. I was hooked. And again, they're only 30-minute episodes. There's 8 episodes, so it's not like trying to do 30 episodes of a season and within a day or two. That's just like So
that's cool.
But I definitely recommend it if you get a chance.
Yeah, I want to check it out. It's one of those things where it's just I'm very bad at watching. I don't really watch movies anymore just because
I rarely watch movies as it is. I can't remember the last time I went to a movie theater.
Yeah, ditto.
I want to say 2 years ago, I think was the last time I went to a movie theater.
I'm not that bad. I'm trying to think what the last time I watched was, but it's a little more recent for me. I was gonna go see the new Gundam, but I just never got around to it. I'm better about watching television shows, but I'm smack dab in the middle watching Twin Peaks. Which,
oh, okay.
Oh boy, that is super crazy. It's so good. If you like weird shit, like if you don't like weird stuff, it's a hard sell. Suffice to say, my parents tried watching it when they put the 3rd season out in like 2017, and I don't think they even got to the 2nd season. It's out there.
I do wonder if my parents are gonna watch The Last of Us. They watched season 1, surprisingly. Like my mom was just like, "Hey, have you ever heard of this show?" I'm like, "What show?" And she's like, "The Last of Us." And I just look at her. I'm like, "We have come to the day where
I lived it."
Yeah, I lived it.
I
was there in its original release.
I suffered with them. I shot those people. If the show sticks to the game, I would love to know how much your parents.
I know. That's what I'm honestly waiting for. I'm just like, oh man, how are they going to react?
The first game was brutal. The second game is. I genuinely believe it's probably on the order of, if this was released around the same like Manhunt, it might have gotten AO just because not only is it violent, but it's one of those violent things where like it dwells on the violence. It makes you understand the violence that you've caused, which I think is what's so fast. I want to say fascinating,
especially because they're breaking up part 2 into 2 seasons, if I remember correctly. So.
Well, so that's the thing. So I don't know. I didn't hear that part, but I did hear they're going to do a 3rd season.
Right.
But they also said they're going to jump the shark and do what they do with Game of Thrones, where after the source material ends, they're going to keep going, which is what happened in Game of Thrones. Why it went so wrong was George R.R. Martin never finished the series, whereas they just kind of fleshed out themselves. They said, the showrunners for Last of Us, that they're not going to do that. They're going to stop when the game stops. So it's insinuate, I guess, they're going to split up 2 into 2 seasons, which is fine. I mean, it felt like 2 games.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see what everyone thinks of the golfing incident.
That's one way of putting it.
I mean, realistically, that is. So.
Yeah.
Momito, what's going on? Hi there. What's going on? We were just talking about. Well, first we were talking about the Switch 2, then we're talking about Expedition 33, and now we're talking about TV shows based off of games. So. We join you in a tournament. We're not really doing tournaments tonight. We're just kind of talking about stuff and randomly playing online, because we do. If we get invited to any kind of tournament, we are just gonna probably lose a lot. We are not the best Mario Kart players by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, getting online on a Friday night was probably our first, mistake.
Mm-hmm. That's one thing I'm a little bummed out about with the Mario Kart World presentation, direct thing, whatever. They didn't talk too much about online.
Nintendo, they barely talk about online, unfortunately.
I know. I hope it's kind of fleshed out. Like, I mean, tournaments are cool, but like, I would like it to be like tournaments, as in, you could. They sponsor tournaments, and you can join them. And
they need to make it. Yeah, like if they. Like my one hope would be that they make it easier to join either tournament, like show a list of tournaments where you could join people potentially, right? And show the custom rules that they have being made, because right now the problem with tournaments is that you have to set it up, or somebody else has to set it up, and then after that you then have to essentially just hope that it's what you want or what the people will want, and then you've got to keep constantly putting the code in, to get people to join you. And it's a real hassle to do. It's like, why can't I just look at a list of tournaments or custom races going on right now, and then I can join whichever one looks fun, right? And just put simple things, right, where people are able to look at it and be like, okay, so this one is just literally racing. This one is racing with custom items. This one is mirror mode only with custom items, and it shows you exactly like that stuff, right? Like, that's what I want to see from something like that. I think that would be really cool. So, but do I expect it? Unfortunately, no. I don't think so. just because it's Nintendo. It's Nintendo.
Yep.
Like I'm not gonna try and hype myself up for something that I know Nintendo would never do.
If they do bring back tournaments, though, I would like for them to have the option of, if you don't get into a race with people, just to wait for people to join, as opposed to being in a bot match in a tournament.
Oh yeah, because if you join a tournament, then like they still do the normal timeout or something like that, and then they're just like, okay, so you're just gonna or even if one person joins, then it just starts ticking down. It's like, okay, 3, 2, 1, match starts, and it's you, one person, and 10 other bots. And it's just like, well, we know we can defeat the bots because the bots are trash, essentially. Like, that's just what they are. So
this isn't Smash Bros. They're not very good.
Exactly, yeah. Like when you see a level 9 CPU in Smash Bros, you know you're about to get your face just completely, smashed.
Oh, I'm not sure it will put up a challenge. I mean, I feel like back when I was decent at Smash Bros, I mean, level 9s
if it's
were...
okay, so let me rephrase that, because I'm trying to think back to, I guess when I was at the top of my game, not tournament style or anything, but when it came to the like a 1v1 versus a level 9, that I feel like I actually got pretty good at, where I could defeat most level 9s, right? Unless you just got unlucky for something, maybe the map or whatever, regardless, but overall, generally, it was easy to beat. But the moment you brought in 1 or 2 other level 9s, whether it was free-for-all or team, that's where it got to start to get... I mean, because I remember one of the big things was, like, if you could beat 3 level 9 CPUs on a team versus just you, and of course, it had to depend on what the CPU's character was. I can't remember exactly who it was, but that was, like, a rite of passage or something like that, if I remember correctly, where if you could take down 3 CPUs on level 9 of certain particular characters, like you were good. You were considered good at the time. I can't remember for the life of me what characters they were, but I had to get, I think Falco was one of them, maybe Roy, Mario, maybe Pikachu or something like that. Like, there's certain characters, like if you could beat them all on the team, all against you, level 9 CPUs, you were considered good back then.
It's a brutal matchup.
Oh, it definitely was. It was definitely brutal. Yeah. Out of your crabs. Yoshi, you should like throw that red shell now. He's about to throw it at me. And 3, 2, 1. Oh, never mind, I guess. And for the other CPU. I'm definitely interested in the ice flower, though. for World. That should be fun.
So, is it effectively just a fire flower?
Essentially, it's the fire flower, but I think if you hit them multiple times, you actually turn them into an ice block.
Oh.
I think because the way they showed it was like, okay, they barely showed it, but in that little direct, they showed it where like the guy get hits once, and that this is not a shortcut. The guy get hits once, and he's kind of like slowed down. So like the next logical thing in most games is if you get hit multiple times with ice, it slows you and then you're frozen. So I'm hoping that's the case. Like you just turn into an ice block for like a few seconds, or someone just pummels you with it.
Yeah.
I spot a wild lemon.
Please don't hurt. Please don't hurt.
I'm not, because there's like 5 red shells, and yeah, that happens too.
Lightning.
Yeah, that happens as well. So. Fun times.
Past the Yoshi though.
9th. I was in 4th. Like I was right behind you. I had a green shell behind me. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna hold this. We can both get good positions, and then lightning, banana, and everything else in between.
It be how it goes.
I mean, that's Mario Kart in the GIF right there. So.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do it another week. We'll do it another weekend. Okay. We're trying to have a nice relaxing Friday. So if you want to talk with us in here, that's all fun and games, but we're not going to switch over to a tournament lobby right now. I don't feel like it. Plus, if you're alone right now, then it's only 3 people. It doesn't necessarily help the tournament. If you had more people in there, I would make it better, but
even back when we were really doing hard tournaments, like
we used to do a lot of tournaments, but like the most we would get was maybe 4 or 5, but it didn't.
Yeah, and that was not the best.
It was not the best, right? Like you need to have 12 players. You need to have a good, like actual 12 players ready to go to actually host a tournament, which is again is why Nintendo needs to have something where you can look at tournaments that people are making and then be like, okay, if you want to join this, join in here, essentially, right? And again, if people want to make a tournament where you have to have the code, okay, fine. You know, let them have that option and choice and everything. But if they want to have an option where it's like, okay, anyone can join, then they should have that.
Yeah.
That's honestly one of the 2 things I really wish they had done with that little direct thing, right? Is that they would have shown off more of the online stuff and expanded upon how they've improved things, not just simply, hey, we have online mode. Talk about custom tournaments and everything. Talk about how you can search for it without having to actually know 12 people, right? Especially because they're trying to push their online subscription and their online chat and everything. Like, show that off, essentially, right? And then the second would have been, to have said, hey, by the way, we're going to have, supported future content for the next, minimum 3 years. I think if they said that could have shown people, okay, you know what? 3 years confirmed. Yeah, $80. I'll do it. You're investing in it right now, and 3 years of content. Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, I'd support that easily. Especially what they did with Mario Kart 8. So because I know they would continue to support it. I would definitely support that.
They didn't. I mean, the whole track pack thing.
Well, they had their DLC originally, and then after that, they left it alone for a while. Then they came back and did the tracks, those 8 course packs or whatever.
You hit me with that green shell, didn't you?
I have a red shell?
I was spun out. Who did this to me?
Not me.
No, you couldn't have waited, Red Shell, until my star power kicked in.
I was in second, and now I'm in 10th. Like, literally less than 30 seconds.
I will say, this is a very grouped up pack, though.
It's a very grouped up pack, yeah. And just like that, I'm about to get last. Yay.
Ooh. Oof, that is brutal.
Yeah, I got just slapped upside the head. That was not fun.
That's brutal.
That's rough, buddy.
Oh, quite. Random.
Yeah, this is definitely a random one.
So glad that I finally get to play a cow though in Mario Kart World. My dreams being realized.
How many cows are we gonna see online? That's the real question.
I'm gonna be one of them. I'm definitely. I mean, I say that I'm probably gonna be Waluigi. Wow. That is again if I can even get a Switch 2.
Yeah, that is definitely going to be
a fight.
That's the big thing right there.
I'm certainly back in the same mode I had with the PS5, where it's just gonna be a whole lot of.
I didn't get a PS5 until like a year later.
Blue sky.
Did you get a PS5 before or after me? I think you got it before me.
I got it on Christmas Eve
Of the year it released.
Yeah, 2020.
Oh, yeah, I didn't get mine until like March 2021, I think is when I got it. I want to say March or April, I think 2021.
So I remember getting it, and then because I was granted the height of COVID, I went to Best Buy because they had it, and I did the whole. Because back during COVID, they still have it now, but at this point, I'm not sure how much longer they'll have it. You would just park at a certain spot, and you put your number on the app, and then they'll come out and bring it out to you. It was day of, and I remember just taking it back home and driving back to my parents' house. The whole time, I was like, man, I really want to play my PlayStation 5 so I can play Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Oh, God.
Because I don't think I really got any launch games for the PS5 now I think about it.
Did you get Ratchet and Clank?
That wasn't a launch game, was it?
I think it was.
Wasn't that like it? Oh, after this race, I looked at. I thought it was like the year after.
I don't think so. Or maybe no. I do know for a fact Returnal was a launch game.
I don't think that was a launch game either.
Wasn't it?
I know for sure Sackboy was, and so is Demon Souls.
Demon Souls, yeah, that was definitely a launch game.
But I don't think Returnal or Ratchet and Clank were. I think they were later. But yeah, I was in that mode, man. I was just like every room I heard, I was waking up at the crack of dawn and stuff. And fortunately, again, one of the boons of work from home, you can do shit like that. Probably do that. Well, I might do the same for the Switch 2. The thing is, like, I want to Switch 2, but like, I'm not really hurting for it because until you get Mario Kart, I really don't care that much.
Yeah, and we don't know when Metroid Prime is releasing.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like, yeah,
and
it's definitely one of those things where I'm just like, yeah, I want it, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to like go super crazy hard.
I'm not gonna be up at midnight.
Exactly. I'm not going out at midnight or anything to try and get it. So, granted, Japan doesn't really do that stuff here. So,
because like Donkey Kong's not for a few months later, and
Donkey Kong's July is when it releases.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was August.
No, it's July.
Okay, so July. Well, not launch. Oof, 11. Jesus.
It's better than mine.
Like, if I can get a Switch 2, I'll buy it, but I'm not gonna hunt for it. I really don't. And I guess so many other games.
I'm still calling BS on their whole. Yeah, we've taken an initiative to make sure there's no such thing as when it comes to not having supplies or anything, and yet they're still trying to do lotto systems here and all this other stuff. And I'm like, there's no like. I want to be able to walk into the store and buy it. That's all I want to be able to do. I want it to be like the old days, man.
I mean, I don't think you were able to like walk into a store, pick up like a PS5 until a solid 2 years after it came out.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure PS3s you couldn't buy in store until like early 2023 or something like that. Like,
yeah.
like heck, even like here in Japan, if you want to go in and buy a normal PS5, we're not even talking the Pro, not even talking the Pro. You have to go up and you have to like sign your name and then you have to show them your ID. That way you don't come in and try to buy another one later on. Essentially, they still limit it to one person under a particular family name. And you have to like show your ID and everything. I'm just like,
it's a little extreme.
yeah, it is. Granted, I think I probably stick out like a sore thumb where I go to get my stuff. So like they'd probably be able to look at me and be like, why do you need another one? You just bought one. I don't exactly blend in here, you know?
I can't imagine how.
Yeah. I'm just a regular guy, you know?
You just blended right in.
Cameron, I do not like that red shell.
No.
Why am I getting hit with red shells back in 7th?
That's not fun. See, that's my issue with like lightning and blue shells and stuff. In that deep back to pack. Especially blue shell. What's the blue shell going to do for me if I'm in 11th place? Nothing. Why should I waste an item slot for that? If the game determines that they need to bring first place back some, just make it random. Literally have the game do it for you. Don't waste some poor chump down in 11th place who's just trying to get a ammunition William to get to a decent spot.
Speaking of ammunition, William.
You know, I'm just getting pelted over here.
I'm getting pelted too. I'm in 8th right now.
Thanks, Tallen. You stole my double item block.
Oh, did I steal that? Oh shit, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you did. Oh, you're not sorry, you kill stealer. You know what's up. You did that purposely. Just to spite poor old Petey Piranha.
As I run into a wall after getting hit by something.
I too can use ammunition, William.
I haven't gotten an ammunition William in a long time.
Oh, I thought you
Double bombs?
You had it.
Jesus, no, I didn't. No. And
7
that hurt.
somehow.
That hurt a lot. That hurt a lot right there.
I think we had every color Yoshi in this race.
I think we did. I think we did. I think like if I didn't see a rainbow, then I saw close to one.
Random.
Yeah, this is definitely a random here.
Oh, so did you hear about the whole Nintendo silently removing VRR from the dock
I did
mode
see
of
that.
Switch? Watch as they cheaped out on like the HDMI spec or something.
Wouldn't surprise me. It's only HDMI 2 if I remember correctly.
I don't think they can really do VR all that well too. No.
I don't think so either. Yeah. That was for the dock mode explicitly, right?
Yeah. No, when they said that, oh yeah, we can do 120 hertz at 1080p on Metro. I'm like, ooh, that sounds cool. But I'm like, oh wait, my TV do that, my receiver can't because it has too much of an old HDMI spec on it.
I
And then
think
was
my
like, well,
TV
that
can
kinda
only do
sucks.
60. Like it obviously has HDR, but I don't think it can do over 60.
You have an LG OLED?
Yeah, from 2022, I think.
It might be able to do 120 hertz. In fact, when
I
OLEDs
don't
came
remember
out-
seeing the option for God of War, because God of War Ragnarok, like if you have
doesn't
the,
hit- that's the VR 40 hertz though. I think. I don't think it's.
but it said it could go up to 120 or something like that.
God of War.
God of War Ragnarok.
It can go. Oh wow! I didn't think it could go up that.
Yeah.
I feel so because like my TV is not an OLED. It was like the highest end LCD you could buy at the time though, which maybe that's why. It can do 120 hertz. The problem is I have no content to really do that.
Right. Yeah. Because like very few games can even hit 60. So.
Yeah, and well, that was what I was thinking about, like Metroid Prime. I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a bit of a bummer that, you know, I won't be able to play this game at 120 hertz unless I'm playing either hooked into my computer's monitors or.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like I
handheld
have
mode.
it set up where I can play it on my TV or my computer, essentially my monitor. So.
We want on the TV screen.
Hmm?
You want to play on the TV with the HDR, the.
I do, but I'm just
visuals,
saying, like, if I, like when I record videos or like when I'm streaming like this, I play on my monitor.
Oh. Yeah, but so you what happens if you play a game at 120 hertz, but you have a capture card that only does 60? Does that cause any issues, or is the capture card
The capture card
downgrading?
will capture it at 60, which is all I do because YouTube does not, you know, there's no platform that actually shows above 60 FPS in terms of being captured and everything. And then I will play at whatever the FPS is, essentially.
It doesn't have an issue cutting frames or anything?
No.
So even if you aren't doing divisible numbers, so say you're doing like the 45 hertz mode or something, it doesn't have an issue downgrading or anything?
Well, that's the thing. So I never played God of War, for example, on that 40 hertz mode because I heard you had to have a very, very particular TV for that. So
I really do think that the God of War ones, like, it's high refresh rate, but it's only like 45, and it has to do with
it was weird.
daily
Yeah. So like
refresh.
if you played it at 4K, it was up to 40 FPS or something like that. But there was a way to make it like 120 if it supported or it was super weird. I honestly just don't remember.
Random. Oh, high refresh rate mode. That's what it's called. High refresh mode. Gotta work graphics modes. Explained. All right, so fair performance 1440p range 1440p to 4K, frame rate 60 FPS. Fair performance plus frame rate mode 1440p frame rate unlocks 60 FPS, requires HDMI 2.0 and display of 120 hertz or higher. You know what? It might be the case because it's unlocked. It could go higher, but it would never hit solid 120.
It would never
It's
actually hit
unlocked.
that.
It might go up if you're looking at a wall. It might go up to like 80 or 90. That's why, and that's what you have to have VRR for, the HDMI 2.1, because it technically could do 4K at higher than 60 FPS. Again, if you're looking at a wall,
Right.
like nothing's going on.
Stare at that one little spot in the wall in the corner bottom, bottom left corner.
Yeah. Which I don't know. I mean, it's cool that consoles are getting all this ability of setting performance mode, not performance mode. high refresh rate, that kind of thing, which is that's cool and all, but I don't know, man. The whole reason I play a console is not to deal with that crap. If I want to deal with that crap, I just play PC.
Well, I mean, for me at least, I just want the freaking 60 FPS. Right, like I'm all for having even higher refresh rates over that, you know, especially on PC for particular games, you know, like a shooter or something like that. But and I would even actually argue action games, like whether it's a Devil May Cry, heck, even playing Rebirth on my PC every now and then at 90 to 100 frames. Oh, dude, it makes a big difference for trying to make exact inputs and everything on certain bosses. It makes a huge difference.
It's more cinematic at 24.5 frames per second.
The human eye can't see past that.
Yeah, the human eye can't see past 24.5 frames per second. I was gonna say something really funny though. It wasn't necessarily just a shitting grand shitpost kind of thing either. Oh no, what was I gonna say? It was actually a shitpost, shitting green kind of thing. Back in my day, we liked games that didn't necessarily run at 30 frames per second. Look at Ocarina of Time, 24.5. And we liked... Because, yeah, Ocarina of Time barely runs.
Oh, yeah, no, back then, it barely ran.
Barely runs.
Although there were a good amount of games back then that actually did run at 60 FPS. It's just that they obviously didn't have
that generation.
Huh?
Like Super Nintendo, yeah. Like PS1 and N64, no. Games barely could do 3D.
Oh yeah,
like, 3D was really rough.
I'm just saying back then in those days where it was that simplified, like.
Well, because you also had like CRTs and stuff, which had like stupid high frame rates.
Little Bobby, Ocarina was 20 FPS, lemon.
Oh, was it even lower?
Apparently it was. Crap. I can only imagine what it was on the 3DS with that little remaster that they did.
I actually think it was more solid on that than it was on the
was it? I never bought it on the 3DS because I didn't get a 3DS until over a year after it released, something like that. And
I had both Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask on 3DS, and they look a lot better. Because I'm pretty sure the 3DS was like somewhere between the N64 and GameCube in terms of horsepower. I feel like it ran at a more solid 30 until you turn 3D on. Then it was kind of hit or miss.
Yeah. I'm surprised you're up. I figured you'd be asleep for work tomorrow. It was 30 FPS on the 3DS, smooth AF.
Yeah. It definitely felt smooth.
Going from 20 to 30, you can tell the difference already. Going from 30 to 60, woo wee. Oh baby, the moment you try to play anything below 60, though, in my opinion, for particular games, not every single game, I know, for certain types of games, oh man, like I will suffer through, you know, the less looking game and everything like that. Like, oh man, like what? There are some games, especially in like UE4 and UE5, where I'm just like, I'm gonna take the hit. I'm gonna look at what is honestly not that good of a looking game, but I'm gonna freaking play in 60 FPS, and I don't care. And I should have jumped on Lunar Remastered. Did that run really well? I'm at the gym and then going home to do sleep. Okay. Oh, you're one of those guys who can work out late at night. I
was about to say I can't
do that.
I can work out in the morning.
Yeah,
I find working.
I need it. Yeah, like if I go running, like the only time I will go running at night or do some kind of workout is during the months of July and August here in Japan, because they're so freaking hot.
Mm-hmm. No, as for Lunar Remastered, though, I think it's more of the case of it's sold out, the physical version of it.
Oh, the physical version. I'm like, game being sold out. Like I don't think I've heard the concept of games sold out in years.
Well, because I mean, Lunar is not exactly a very big RPG franchise,
right?
Like it's kind of one of those things like the diehards really talk about a lot, but that's about it. I had my eye on it because I really wanted to play it, but I saw I think it was War 64 put like a comment out that was like, hey, it's on Amazon. It was like $55. I'm, man, I feel like scalping because it wasn't from Amazon. I didn't see who the seller was, but it wasn't Amazon. Turns out it was the actual publisher. Oops. But they wanted 55. I'm like, that seems wrong. I thought the game was only 40. So I went and looked on PlayStation because at the time like the PS app didn't show it, and it finally released. Nope, it's 55, and I could have bought it physical, but I missed it. Go me. But no, it is what it is. I have too many other games to play. I don't need another JRPG.
I'm gonna say you got a backlog of games to play, man.
I do.
Oh Jesus! What the heck just happened there? Of course, game. I'll take that shortcut. Yep.
Not that shortcut.
You need a boost in order to use it.
Oh, I was gold mushrooming all the way across. I just hit the angle wrong.
The only time I have, I'm gonna need Tony when I get home.
I don't think Melatonin's gonna be strong enough, friend. I got to get some Z.
Mine needs something a little stronger there, Bobby. Just saying.
Oh man. See, I love ZQL, but it doesn't love me. It makes me a zombie the next day. And it's like I have to weigh my options. Like, first of all, what am I doing tomorrow until like 11 o'clock? If it's just work and I don't have any major meetings, I could probably get away with it, but it's rough. I cannot. I mean, ZQL is the same stuff as NyQuil. Have you ever had that before? And oh my god, it is the worst. You just feel great. You pretty much feel effectively like you're not yourself for hours when you wake up. You're just kind of there. You don't know what you're doing. You're just there.
J Smacks, thank you so much for the raid. Much appreciated, man.
That's what's nice about melatonin. It doesn't have that problem. That sounds potent, but it doesn't turn you into a zombie the next day.
Shin Megami Tensei 5 was a game the Switch could not handle. It dropped to like 15 FPS at a time. PS5 version being 60 FPS was.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, SMT5 did not run well on Switch.
I had friends who were excited for it on the Switch, and then they immediately returned it because it was like, this runs like ass.
Yeah. I got it, and then I was like, this game's whatever. I don't really like mainline SMT to begin with, but it
You're welcome. Yesterday was my 3-year Twitch affiliate anniversary. Hey, congrats on hitting 3 years, man. Nice job. Very well achieved. I hope you had a great stream. Whoa, Jesus, big piranha plants. God,
Brothers!
Team up. You need my control. You need to control them.
Assuming control.
Of course. This is a PAL box against one person. Jeez.
Someone who has it out for you, that's who.
Apparently. Whoever Oman Konesuki. That's the weirdest name. Because they have an N in there next to a bunch of Japanese for some strange reason.
They're hip and cool.
They're trying to be hip and cool. Can't wait for Mario Kart World. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go out of my way to stand in line at midnight to try and get it or anything like that. Because, again, the whole thing is like, can I even get the Switch 2? Even though I live in Japan, like, I'm just like, I get a feeling I'm not going to be able to get one day one. It's just that freaking lottery system.
That night would not surprise me if Nintendo is prioritizing getting stuff into America before the tariffs and stuff.
I mean,
so they just
aren't they? Yeah, aren't they? They're probably trying to get their all the ones that they made over in China. They're probably the leading theory right now is that they're getting the ones that they made in China to other countries, and the ones made in Vietnam, is the other place, are being sent over to the States, from what I hear. So, wait and see.
Yep. Ow.
Oh, jeez. I thought that was a guardrail. I can't. Yeah, green shell. That's gonna help me game.
Did an ammunition William hit you?
Nope. I flew over it, but you passed me, so.
Haha! Oh, damn it. Oh, God, I got hit by the That's
You
cool.
can't buy these
Thanks, game.
random things.
Okay. All right. So that's cool. That's great.
I mean, I still got 7th. Pre-order starts the 24th.
Yeah,
but if you want to pre-order from Nintendo's online store, you have to make sure that you are the purchaser of the Nintendo Online stuff, and you have a certain amount of hours. The hours is not that hard. It's like 50 hours or something like that, which on a Nintendo console shouldn't be that hard. But if you are part of a family plan or anything like that, haha, sucks to be you. Only the person actually paying for it, apparently. So, I mean, yeah, and prices are just going up in general, regardless of where you are. Plus, when wages and all that stuff don't go up either, then you're in the current situation that we are in right now, and it's only going to continue to get worse. So, fun times. All right, I got another race or two in me, and then I'm probably going to call it there. I want a PS Portal, to be honest. You know, I kind of want one as well, especially for like when my wife is using the TV for certain things. And I want to relax a little bit. And I'm just like, I already edited a video or I've done this. I'm just like, I just want to kick back and relax, play in bed or something. And I don't want to be sitting in my office chair or anything. Like, I just want to lay back and play. I want a Portal. How much are they over here?
Hallelujah. Made back in time.
Cool. We're looking currently right now at about 34,000 yen, which feels like paying $340 for it.
For what?
The PlayStation Portal.
Ew. You just use your phone, right?
If you buy the backbone, yeah. But I think you have to also... isn't it only available if you actually have PlayStation Plus? I don't remember.
I would imagine that's the same case for the Portal, right?
No, the Portal doesn't require... The Portal only requires Plus if you want to do their Portal or their PlayStation Plus only games. But like, if you just want to stream it from your console to the thing, you just need Wi-Fi. You don't need a subscription.
You need a subscription to do it with your... You can't do just Wi-Fi on your phone?
Last I checked, there's no... Is there an app on phones that you can do that with?
You go look up for this race. I feel like you could.
I think Persona 5 on Vita was honestly really fun. I mean, you're using Starbucks Wi-Fi, so I mean...
Ooh.
Lightning has the worst timing.
Yeah. So, I mean, is there ever a good time for lightning?
Only when you use it.
Touche. Touche.
Of course, there's this one Yoshi way out in front, which means the person in second and third are the ones who are going to keep fighting. And Yoshi back in first is just going to keep getting further and further because the games are giving us a freaking blue shell.
My God, everyone's so spread out. It's blue shell, by the way.
I'm going to hold on to this red shell. The hell? The blue shell was supposed to be on the right side of me. Hits me from the left. I'm just like, okay, game. Whatever. Yeah, the nice thing about the Portal is that whole DualSense thing. I mean, it's literally just the DualSense controller with the screen slapped in the middle. People mocked it, but it's been selling well and still doing well. If Sony was smart, they would just simply they would just continue to upgrade the Portal. They wouldn't try to make an actual handheld. We all know how companies work. The big CEOs and board of directors are like, this worked for them? Okay, we got to do this now. Copy them.
I mean, if Nintendo's making money, why can't they?
Exactly. And that was the most random blue shell I think I've ever seen in my life. Boo, how dare you steal my banana? But sucks to be the person who just got a banana from Boo.
Maybe worse can be a coin.
Very true.
Gotta love lightning.
Again, the worst timing.
Oh, God.
How am I this far ahead?
Oh, thanks, game.
Oh, here's the blue shell.
You're in first?
Somehow. Don't ask.
Jesus Christ, I'm dead fucking last.
Yeah, I somehow won. I have no idea how that just worked, but okay.
I'm in dead last game. I don't need a golden mushroom. That is literally not going to do a
Steam
damn
Deck
thing
lets
for
you
me.
use Yaki and then play
hell.
Steam games, but the Portal gives you the actual DualSense, so. And, you know, it's funny. In terms of controllers, I think just like how the controller feels and everything, especially in my hands, the DualSense for the PS5 is my favorite controller. However, the battery life is abysmal, and I will definitely say that the Switch, I'm not going to buy the Switch 2 Pro controller. This thing is going to continue to work on the Switch 2, and I'm going to continue to use it because I can let it last for like 5 days without having to charge it.
It will not turn your console on.
I don't care.
This is worthless.
I don't care. I literally, this is how I turn my Switch 2 on, guys. You guys ready? You guys ready? You guys ready? I stretch my arm, and I press the power button from where I am, and then I simply pick up the controller, and I use it. I know.
That's ableist.
I know.
I can't do that. I'm too goddamn lazy.
I know it's a stretch for a lot of people, but you know.
Pun intended.
Oh, 100% pun intended. See, the back buttons, I've never been one of those people who could actually, like, I'm just trying to think about it. I'm just like, I can't do that. I'm just like, anyone who buys a controller with back buttons gets my money, except that. Oh, Bobby. Okay, so I asked Lemon about this already, but I wanted to get your personal opinions and thoughts on this, okay? So I know I briefly talked to you about the Expedition 33 and how supposedly the Oblivion remaster or whatever is supposed to shadow drop, if it actually does, and how it could, you know, potentially hurt it over on the Xbox platform and everything. But lately, that new like stats article, like looking over the gaming industry for 2024, came out, and one of the most fascinating things ever that they showed was that those within the Xbox Game Pass ecosystem, right? So you're in it, you're buying it and everything, so that you can play as many games as you want for however much you pay, whether it's per month or per year. Apparently, based on that data, people over on that system play less games, even though they have the ability to play more games because they simply pay for one subservice and that's it. Yet they play less games than on other platforms. Like, I would love your thoughts and opinions on that, and I'll read out the comment if you're just gonna type it here in the chat. But I want to know your thoughts on that because I just found that extremely fascinating. Like, I would have thought if you had access to something like Game Pass, where you have all these games to play, and you play less games for some reason. Like, I know the whole meme of Xbox Game Pass, and people don't buy games obviously because that's how they've literally conditioned their players and everything. Like, why wouldn't you at least play more games if you're on the service? Bobby, yes.
I wish I had Game Pass when I was a kid, when I had all the time in the world.
Yep. I mean, we had Hollywood Video, so
that cost money. Game Pass was a flat 15. GameFly was too, I guess, because GameFly was around when we were in junior high and high school. It was
the end of junior high, beginning of high school, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and my neighbor had it, and it was like, I really wish I had GameFly.
Am I able to play SpongeBob SquarePants Patrick the game on Switch 2? Yes.
Hell yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Everyone should be playing that.
Pretty sure you can. I mean, Mario Kart 8 should work on the Switch 1 or Switch 2.
Watch more people play this game over world.
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but yeah.
It's like the whole Melee thing all over again.
Oh yeah, because you can play Melee on your Wii.
Yeah, and Melee was better than Brawl.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that.
It's because the thing for casual and casual don't play a ton of games. Yeah, they play their Fortnites and their Call of Duties.
Fortnite's free to play.
Yeah, so is Call of Duty. The Call of Duty people play.
If you play Warzone, not the multiplayer stuff.
People don't only play Warzone. I don't think people actually play they put out numbers like, yeah, we sold buku bucks, but I think it's more that you just bought it so they get skins in Warzone.
I still want to know how much it affected Game Pass numbers and sales for Call of Duty and everything like that.
Well, I mean, didn't they say this is like the best selling Call of Duty ever?
Yeah, but that happens every single year, and it's still on every platform and everything.
Is it every year it does better than last year?
I mean, aside from Ghosts, I think Ghost was one of the few.
Sucked.
Yeah.
Ghost was bad.
Also glad Toad's Factory's back on the Switch too. Yeah, Toad's Factory's cool. I know they definitely reimagined a bunch of old classic maps and revamped them and everything. Because if there's one downside to Mario Kart 8 with having so many tracks, it's that it's just a bunch of old ones from old games.
No, the problem with Mario Kart 8 with a bunch of its tracks is the idiots don't choose them.
Yeah, that's true too.
They choose the same 5 tracks.
Yeah, that right there honestly is the biggest thing against Mario Kart 8. It's honestly the players sometimes. It's like, stop picking the map we literally just played 2 rounds ago.
If you want to know a reason why democracy has issues, it's this game. Sing 5 freaking tracks. You can't trust the layperson to choose anymore.
Did 3 sell worse? Yeah, but yeah. I guess if it did. The other thing you also have to keep in mind, though, I think ever since 2019, 2018, like Call of Duty went hard in on the not only the battle passes, but all those costumes and everything. Like you keep seeing like all the, I mean, Call of Duty doesn't even look like Call of Duty anymore. Like you literally have guys coming out here with unicorn skins, and I'm just like, what the F is going on? and those things like cost like $40 a pop or something like that. And there's even one where you're like, if you want to get some kind of gauntlet or something that I think was supposed to be based off of Marvel, but I'm not sure. Like you had to buy like separate packs to then assemble the thing. Or I was just like, what the F? And people bought it.
Of course they did.
You have
Marvel,
Gold Mario and
Duty?
Gold Kart and Glider. I think I do. I honestly, I don't play Mario at all, but I've said it before and I'll say it again. Democracy simply doesn't work. Lemon 2025.
Dot.
Oh god.
You know what?
I'm gonna do one more
quote.
race, Lemon. I'm gonna do one more race, and then for Linux, there we'll check the if I have the gold card or not. I honestly don't remember because I've had Mario Kart in my Switch since I got a Switch basically.
I'm fine with that being quoted to me. After the last 3 months, I'm fine with that quote because shit's
not to get political, but isn't that kind of true over there right now? Just saying.
That's what I said. That's what I said. I'm being as vague as I possibly can here.
Not to get too political.
I'm not being political. These tariffs are killing my ability to play Switch. It's not political. I'm talking about video games. It's a video game stream. I'm being as political as I need to be to talk about these tariffs that are stopping me from getting my Switch 2 and having to make me pay like $5-10 more for my Pro Controller. 85 flipping buckaroos.
Seeing $95 for the Joy Cons, I'm just like, oof, man.
Well, I mean, let's call it what it is. The Joy Cons themselves on the Switch 1 are like 85, which is a absolute highway robbery.
It is highway robbery. The Switch
is too flipping much.
The Joy Cons on the original Switch are just like, I see it right now.
It's too damn high.
Funny how the final race of the night is going to be literally on the first course of this game.
The OG from the Wii version.
Because wasn't the gimmick in 8 and 8 Deluxe the whole like...
Yeah, driving up vertical walls.
Yeah, driving up vertical things and everything like that, yeah. I'm going to take a wild guess and say that a Yoshi in this race probably wins. Considering the whole freaking rainbows out here.
I was going to say, it's not a very risky guess, guy. Like...
That was the point.
I think it's a 50-50 that it's Yoshi and not Yoshi. We just got the flavors of the rainbow out here for Yoshi's.
I mean, I guess it's better than seeing nothing but the Waluigi's and that's it.
I guess. At least they're a different color. And
oh, wow.
what the
Perfectly
shit?
timed star for me, because damn. Holy crap.
I was still in star and it still got me. Which
means you got
It's
out
kinda-
of it right before it hit, essentially.
yeah, it's bogus. It's bullshit. Blue
All
shell.
right, blue shell's in somebody. Oh, never mind. Blue shell's like way up at the front finish line already.
Ooh.
Seven.
Oh, that's someone. That's 10th.
Well, I didn't lose points, but I didn't gain points. So, well, crazy tryhards out here on a Friday night.
Yeah, what the hell, man?
All right, let's go see if I have the golden Mario or anything. Golden Mario, golden glider, and what was the other one? Golden Mario, golden cart, golden glider. Okay, let's see if I got it.
Why wouldn't
Single
you?
player. I don't even know how you get it. So, does not look like I've got golden Mario. I don't even know how you get it.
Well, I think this might be like a, bullshit from Pokemon kind of thing. Was it?
My
cheat
guess is
code
maybe I've got to go through
or-
all the CC cups and get all 3 stars or something like that would be my guess. And ever since I started adding new stuff, I probably haven't. So,
how to unlock gold Mario and gold cart parts? How to unlock? To unlock gold Mario, which is a skin replacement for a metal Mario, you must come first in all cups in 200cc. Get the hell out of here.
dude, F that
Get outta
shit. 200cc is
here.
bogus. F that shit.
All right, so gold standard cart, win every cup with a single star in both 150 and mirror mode. So you might have gold standard cart. Gold tires is beat staff ghost in time trial 150, and gold glider is 5,000 coins in total. So you might have.
I have to have the glider. The
so-
glider I've got to have. I bet I have the glider. There's no way I don't have the glider.
I don't think I have the glider.
Gotta have the glider. There's no way I don't.
I don't have the glider.
How? How do we not have? Oh yeah, I've got the gold glider. Yeah. Okay, I've got the gold glider. Yeah.
I don't. How do you have the gold glider and I don't? Oh nope. I'm sorry.
You have to have it. There's no way you don't have it.
It's black. All right. I'm sorry. I wasn't looking at the names. I was expecting just a gold, triangle. Sorry, I do have it. Gold tires. I never do.
I don't have gold tires.
Yeah, I don't even think about time trial. So.
Yeah, 200cc is a big fat no.
Yeah. That's a nah from me, dog.
Yeah, almost 20,000 coins. Yeah, so the gold glider we definitely have. So.
Yeah.
Drifts 92,000, mini turbos 39,000, super mini turbos 19,000, ultra mini turbos 2008. If that had been 2009, that would have been perfect.
Turbo?
Jump
So
boost
ultra mini
42,000, saved by the little cloud dude 1,305. Tilt controls used 0%, smart steering used 0%.
Oh, so in World they have the thing where it's like you can't fall off the track. I might turn that on. I'll play the game with bumpers on. I don't mind. I play bowling. I bowl with bumpers. I'm here for have fun. That'd be good.
All right, guys. Well, we are going to call it there for the stream. So thank you so much for joining us today. We had a lot of fun playing some Mario Kart tracks, even though we mostly got our butts handed to us for the most part. But we got to talk about some fun stuff. So again, let us know your thoughts down below. If you're going to be picking up Expedition 33, especially I'm looking at you, turn-based style RPG players. You know who I'm talking about. And
there's dozens of them. Dozens.
Yeah, there's dozens of them. Literally dozens of them. And let us know if you're going to be picking up the Switch 2 now that the pre-orders seem to be coming back for the US. Although, funny enough, I don't know if they actually are back for Canada just yet. I would assume it's the same time for Canada.
They are.
But they are, okay. They basically are. So let us know if you're going to be getting a Switch 2, regardless of where you are. Mario Kart, all that stuff. Let us know. So anyway, I've been Tallen with Rick Gaming. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you follow, sub, like the video, and all that fun stuff. See you guys in the next one.